A little better.
Still not much better. That's all right, though. Before we start, I need to...
What? Are you seriously going to...
Just let me get this focus. Right there.
No.
Almost.
If we're going to do that, I mean, chunk of deuce.
Swag.
Okay, anyway. Season number 2.
Sorry. This thing's not as big as it seems.
Yeah. Is it cold outside?
It is pretty cold out. That ice getting pretty bad.
I'm glad you got your safety glasses on.
Safety's my number one priority.
My number one priority is blocking out the haters.
That's why I wear a cup all the time when I'm at home. Safety's a priority, man.
What's going to save you from this?
That's maybe that new bat that I bought.
Nah, probably not. BP Hero Podcast.
Go ahead.
What is that?
Snack cake.
You couldn't get me one?
I didn't have 75 more cents.
I think you're a liar.
Maybe.
I think you're going to get kicked off the podcast.
Whatever.
Jerk. Anyway, second season of the BP Hero Podcast.
Brought to you by Evil Sports.
What? First episode.
Mm-hmm.
What's new on the BP Hero channel?
I don't know, Jesse. Why don't you tell us?
Okay, I'm going to tell you now. So what we got was the Throwback Thursday action, the SCN-18. That was the first mystery bat that Seth sent us. It's kind of an interesting little bat there. They brought those in right in the middle of the year with the new stamps on them. Had those things etched in there. I talked about that in the video. If you haven't seen anything like that from Easton, go over and check that out. Got the Kevin Kennington Super Z, thanks to our friend Natito Bracamontes.
That's a fun name.
It is. He's a cool guy.
Nanito.
No, not Tito.
Nanito.
Then we also got the
Cheeto Bonito.
White Freakadelic. That was our second mystery bat. That thing was pretty dope.
I had one time. Not white.
You had a black one.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Nate.
Yeah. That was your raffle bat, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, speaking of which, I need help, guys. First person to comment gets to pick the bat.
Oh.
I'm going to do another review and raffle type deal like I did last time with the ASA Liberty. First person to comment what bat gets to pick the bat. Worth or Mikan, please.
Ooh, this should be good.
That's all I ask, because that's pretty much all that's out right now. I don't want to pre-order anything.
Are the Eastons out yet? Or are they on pre-order?
There's some floating around, but I'm not sure if they're out yet.
We can talk about this afterwards. I got an idea.
Oh, boy.
It's a good one. Keep going, though.
Okay. So, from there, we got the DeMarini Deuce. Got a review in with it. That was a nice little stick. I was honestly surprised there. Got the last little bit of game footage from 2016, just like a little highlight clip thing from some games later in the year. Maybe some stuff where, like, maybe the battery went dead, or maybe, I ran out of memory card on the camera, that type of thing. So, slammed all them together, cut some highlights out, made something pretty cool out of that. And then I found 2 games on my computer from probably, like, the worst night at League ever.
I was there that night.
I bet you wish you weren't.
Yes.
At least you weren't playing, though. Hey, look at the shirt Gabe's got on.
It actually fits pretty good, too. I didn't know if like, because of the sleeves, if it would fit, like, any different.
Be it, like, longer or anything?
Yeah.
See, Jacob, we sold one to our friend Jacob. Jacob is what, 6'4"? Is he taller than that?
Jacob.
Thanks, dude.
JRR23?
Anyway.
He's 6'5".
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, he got one, and fits him just right. I was worried about it fitting like a taller person.
Oh, yeah.
But he said it fit just right, so rest assured
totally
with that.
Sick, bro.
Rest assured with that.
Oh, man.
We got Sideshow Brian over here. I was trying to get him his own microphone, but he just wasn't
Don't call him Sideshow Brian. It makes him sound like he's a cheap prostitute.
Like he would care if he was.
Do you keep up with Mizzou basketball at all?
Hayden got some tickets from Santa Claus
Right.
to go to that Mizzou game,
Right.
and we went down there and watched it. But outside of that, honestly, no, not really.
So,
I know that Lipscomb beat them when we were there.
yes. So
Ugh.
this would have been Kim Anderson's first year with the team. Had this kid come in. He was like a 4-star recruit, J3. And he left after 1 year. Man, right there he is.
Really?
He's playing with Gonzaga now.
Traitor.
Yeah. Just aggravates me, man. All these good kids transferring out. Anyways, sorry. Keep
No,
going.
you get me. Anyway, what's coming from the BP Hero?
I don't know, Jesse. Why don't you tell us?
Okay, I'm going to tell you. A lot of people have been asking a lot of questions, and I wish I had more answers than what I did. This new ASA Boomba,
Man, if that thing's going on looks alone,
sick, dude.
I like it.
Absolutely sick. If you're seeing this on YouTube and you don't know what we're talking about, head on over to the BP Hero on Facebook. I also posted something about it on Softball Fans, and there's also a little bit of information on Instagram about it as well. I basically made a post in all three places. If surely you're on one of those three social media platforms. If not, I guess you're just going to have to wait for the review so you can see what it looks like.
When are you planning on having that done?
Right now my plan is to head out towards St. Louis. I'm not exactly sure where that turf field is, but we're supposed to have a turf field we can hit on somewhere over yonder somewhere. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd you get that one?
My boy Snacks has got to hook up with
Cool. You've already said enough. Of course he does. Why wouldn't he?
right. So then, anyway, we're going to have a review of that coming real soon. I think that's going to be a really good bat. Still, I couldn't take it. When I got it, I had to open it up, put a few swings on it, put a few more on it tonight, went and hit some cage bombs.
What? Sorry, let me rephrase that. How many swings did we put on it that day? 50?
Yeah, about.
I'll be curious to hear what you say.
Yeah. Then
Because I know what I had to say.
got an ASA Patriot sitting in the garage. Going to try and get some action in with it here pretty soon, probably the same day that I'm doing that.
New one?
Yeah. Oh, not new. I'm sorry. No, it's came from Matt Stanbury. It's got...
No, but it's this year's, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they didn't make an ASA Patriot last year.
Did you say it was an ASA Patriot?
Mhm.
Sorry, I was looking over here.
Well, maybe you're who sent me the wrong bat. Then the USSSA Folk. Excited to get some swings on that one. For the main reason of we grab the wheel and go, dear God.
Ooh. This is my thing, so this is exciting.
What in the hell is the matter with people who are paying $300 for these Folks right now? Have you seen that on Facebook? I know you don't get on there a whole lot. I don't know who started
honestly,
it.
I try and avoid those buy-sell trade pages because people try and unload just some ridiculous stuff.
For stupid prices.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
See, that's what the deal is right now.
So people are trying to unload the 17 Folk.
No, it's the 16.
The one that the Stingrays were swinging?
Yeah, that Danny lost. Sorry,
Yeah.
Danny. But yeah, I mean, it's last year's bat. People are starting a bunch of hype on them. Oh, these bats are awesome. They're better than They're better than this year. Blah 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 blah.
Why don't you just buy a Freak 30?
Because people, and that's what I said. That's my argument to it. Oh, well, I just don't like it. It doesn't feel the same. No, you convinced yourself to buy it because of the hype.
Man, hype will get you every time.
Got something coming for that later too.
Man.
Anyway, back on topic. I'm excited to see how that compares to last year's Folk, to see if maybe we can like shut down a little bit of the hype, because I don't know if you guys know that or not, but I kind of like doing that. Got a blooper reel coming. Some of the dumb stuff that always seems to happen to me or anybody else.
Thank God it's only you.
And I need to do a vlog soon. Don't know what I'm going to do, but I need to do one.
We could have done. Oh, hey, I'm off Wednesday this
Are you
week.
really?
Yeah.
If I'm off, we may have to do something dope.
Yeah, I'm off Tuesday and Wednesday this
Really?
week. Yeah. Hey, I got something that I want to add.
To what's coming?
Nope. Well, yeah, it is coming up on January the 29th. I'm taking the wheel for a second. The Royal Rumble is coming up. Last year, I convinced Jesse to come over to the house to watch this because the WWE Network is dope. and he got burned bad.
I thought Scott Steiner was going to be there.
I thought he was too.
That's the only reason I went.
As a kid, I used to love to watch wrestling, and probably within like the last year I've started to get back into it, I'd say. Well, man, Goldberg's back, and for those of you that don't watch wrestling, Goldberg was like the best. He had this obnoxious streak of how many wins he had. It was outrageous. But he's back now, and he's taking on Brock Lesnar, and they're both going to be in the Royal Rumble. The Undertaker is actually going to like show up, which I'm kind of confused about because he just had hip surgery.
Yeah.
But like, I'm like starting to like itch to get excited about it.
Scott Steiner going to be there?
I don't know, Big Papa Pump.
Man, that dude was awesome.
Hey, man, you remember Lex Luger?
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, you remember him?
Mm-hmm.
You ought to look him up now.
Nope.
Oh,
Pretty rough, huh?
he was like paralyzed almost. Like he's lost all that muscle he
Really?
had. Oh, he's like a shell of himself.
Man, that's terrible.
Yeah.
So anyway, back on topic.
Yeah, sorry.
What we got also coming is the pitching machine settings. A lot of people have been asking about that. What's your pitching machine? What's your settings? I'm going to do a video on that, probably be out Monday or Tuesday. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. I know a lot of people have been asking. And probably from now on, what I'm going to do is if anybody asks what the pitching machine is, I'm just going to give them that link. Not that like I'm tired of explaining it, but everything you need is going to be in there, so I'm just going to post it there. And the last thing, speaking of pitching, I'm going to get started on a little mini-series of how to pitch. I'm no world-renowned, conference pitcher or anything like that.
Pretty close.
Right, anyway. But, I feel like I have enough knowledge to have an opinion on pitching. So I'm going to go through, like, how to pitch, some basics, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, what you need to work on before you, because a lot of people
pitch strikes.
Yes, a lot of people get on the mound and immediately start trying to be fancy, and you can't do that. You need to work on the basics and go from there. But with all that being said, you want to go ahead and get into the drink of the podcast here since you left me out of the snack?
Yes,
What you got? What you got?
I'm thirsty really bad. I have some Canada Dry ginger ale. And I also have some fancy water, Voss.
Pinky out.
And a little bit. I'm really thirsty, though. That snack cake really dried me out.
You're a dick. Let's see what I got. I can't reach it. Stand by. Oh, man. I got a mason jar. Can you?
That actually turned out pretty good.
Put my hand up there so maybe you can see it a little bit. Got a mason jar that I'm going to put this in. We went ahead and went with the Sprite and a great Mountain Dew Kickstart. These Mountain Dew Kickstarts do absolutely nothing for me as far as energy goes, but holy crap, they're $1 and they taste amazing.
They are $1. I don't know why that is.
There's Bratcher's, that little grocery store here in town.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll run a sale on those, and they're like 10 cents a piece.
10 cents?
Yeah.
Man. Is BS still running that place?
No, he's doing the one over in Montgomery City.
Oh, okay.
Get these all mixed up here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to dive into a few topics that some of our friends left for us on Facebook. Instead of doing the live feed on Facebook tonight and dealing with all that, I figured what we would do is, in my mason jar, hang on, let me take a drink. Yeah, that's real nice. I figured we'd just take a few topics instead of messing with going through setting up the live feed and then sitting around waiting on questions.
Mm-hmm.
I figured I would just have them ready so we could just fire away. So what I'm going to do is select these. What are you doing over there? Are you still looking at wrestling stuff?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's really all that I've kind of been running with here lately. If any of you guys ever want to like talk about wrestling, that'd be fun. I would enjoy that.
Loser.
It's still real to me. Did you ever seen that video? That
No.
guy's. It's like I Oh, it's like one of those wrestling Q&A things with like some older wrestlers, and it's in a gym, and they're taking questions, and this guy, he's like, I just want to thank you guys for all that you've put your bodies through, and he starts to break down, and then like this one guy reaches over, and he's like patting him on the back, and he's like, it's still real to me.
So kind of like what the wrestling thing is with you that I did earlier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did forget I had some topics on my phone I forgot to put on this list. So let's talk about those first before we get into these questions on the computer. The first one, and I get this a lot, and if you're watching this podcast and you've asked this question, don't think I'm talking about you, because I give everybody this pretty much the same answer. Does this bat hit 52s well?
Yes.
How do you think this bat would perform with a classic M?
Amazing.
Do you think that I should swing this or this when I'm hitting 44s in my ASA league?
Have you ever tried both?
At the same time?
Yep.
That's pretty dope.
I know, right?
I wonder what would happen if you tried walking. Can you do that, I wonder?
You know what you ought to do?
What?
You ought to try and swing a bat backwards.
No, it'll break.
Would it?
Probably not with me swinging it, but it might with someone that actually had some bat speed.
I don't know. I'm just curious. Like, walk up there and, like, hit it off the end of the cue stick.
Maybe I should just, like, try and, like, cue stick it out there.
Yeah. I broke my wrist over.
Right.
That's a legit swing.
So, anyway, especially when it comes to the 52s, I've talked about it before, so I'm not going to beat this dead horse, but 52s don't need special bats. It makes me scream when people, start those theories. If I could find out who started that theory, I might seriously commit murder.
I wouldn't say that, like, loudly. People will... Oh, there it is.
It was this evidence.
Yeah, people might use this as like, well, there's his admittance right there.
Right, but see, the problem is I'm probably never going to find the person that started that. Anyway, drives me nuts. 52s don't rely on what bat you hit them with. They rely on how you hit them. So many people complain about the ball. Well, this ball's garbage. It doesn't fly. It doesn't do this. It doesn't do that. If you think that ball doesn't fly, go watch what was it? ASA? Was it Super Worlds or whatever it was?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the ASA thing was, they played in that stadium a couple of years ago.
Is that the one? Is it on
CBS? It was on CBS Sports Network originally. It's on YouTube now.
Yeah. What's the name of that? Is it Softball 360? Is that the YouTube page? It's something like that.
I can't remember what it's on.
It's Griner who was Griner playing with? Was he playing
Reebok, Suncoast Reebok.
Yeah. You need to go watch that video because
those guys are jacking 52s.
shots.
Yeah, guys are jacking 52s 400 plus feet. I mean, obviously there's no issue with hitting those balls. You just have to know how to hit them. Apply a little bit of backspin to get you a long ways with that ball. All you got to do is spin them to get them to go somewhere. If you try and hit them in the face like you do a classic M, they're just going to knuckle. They're not going to carry. It doesn't matter what you hit 52s with, people. Sure.
I will say this, though. When those 52s start to knuckle real good, they are terrible to try and stay in front of.
Awful.
But you don't have that problem with another like ball, like a classic M or something like that.
No. I mean, it's because the ball compresses so much. But yeah, I mean, if it hits one ball well, it's going to hit them all well. I get a lot of questions on like U-trip bats. How does a U-trip bat hit 52s? Should I swing an ASA bat? I mean, I swung a U-trip bat all year last year. I don't think I owned an ASA bat at any point. I mean, we played pretty much nothing but ASA, and I swung a U-trip bat for everything.
I don't think you did.
Oh. Huh. It was nothing more than preference because, like I said, it doesn't matter what you hit them with. If the bat is hot, it's going to hit the ball well. But basically, that's the bottom line. I'll sit here and rant about it all day, but that's that in a nutshell for me, basically. It's kind of a rant for me. Excessive bat care is another one. You got the people that... Ryan Johnson, I'm sorry. So sorry. Because I know you mentioned this to me, and you sent me bats, and you're an awesome dude. So please don't think I'm talking to you when I say this, because I had it wrote down on this list before you said it. People that magic eraser their bats after every round of BP, or I've seen guys that like carry a towel on their hip, and like after they get done hitting and get back to the dugout, like they take their bat and they like wipe all the dirt off of it and then hang it back up.
I feel like that's not a good look. Like if your bat stays super clean and it gets super hot, Like, I feel like that would draw more conclusions than it would if you let your bat just get super tarred and disgusting looking and it gets super hot.
Yeah, I can get what you're saying there.
You follow what I'm saying?
Right. But you got that. It's just like, it's excessive. Why? Why would you do? Why do you care so much about an object that you're going to hit other things with? I should say other things, but I mean, it's literally made to hit a ball. It's made to strike an object, and you're treating it like it's.
The only time that I ever clean a bat up is when I'm getting ready to sell it.
Right. Because you don't want to hide. You don't want to make it look like you're hiding anything. You want to make sure you're not selling a defective product.
Correct.
Ugh, drives me nuts. You got these guys with these. Have you seen the guys with the goofy briefcases on Facebook?
Mm-mm.
Brian has. These people with these goofy looking briefcases with like little slots for bats in them. You know, they're like, how much are them things? Like $200-$300?
What?
200, yeah. And it holds like 10, 15 bats.
What? No, you guys can't be serious right now.
Yeah.
I've got to get on
Type
Facebook.
it in, bat briefcase. No, just Google bat briefcase. If you guys haven't seen this, I'll be sure and put it up here on the screen if you can find it.
If I could type. That's just a regular briefcase.
No, that's not it. I'll just see if I can find one and put it on the screen for you guys. I'll show it to Gabe when we get done here. Ridiculous. Why? Makes absolutely no sense. I mean, you got guys that show up to the ball. I've seen people at Rainbow with them, just like at tournaments, somebody from out of town. Why do you seriously need 15 or 20 bats with you that day?
That goes into something else.
Yeah, that'll be a question in some of the questions.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to jump the gun on you, but that brings up a very good question.
Yeah. Repaints. This bat is just a repaint of that bat. Well, do you think that this bat is just a repaint of last year's?
Maybe.
No. No, it's not.
But it could be.
But it's not. Worth repainted a couple of bats over 10 years ago, and now everybody's convinced that this bat's just a repaint. Sideshow Brian over here. But, you know, you got people like, oh, well, the 16 Kirby's just a repaint of the 15 Kirby. No, absolutely not. Right. Smart ass.
Obviously, it's not a repaint. They went with red and yellow this year. Duh.
But, like, no. I mean, what good would it do a company to just make the same product year after year after year? You've got to improve. You want to get better. Complete idiocy. I'm sorry. Repaints are not a thing. Now, when we're talking about exclusives, it's still not a repaint. Company picks what they want. It's not like Smash It Spores calls Worth and says, hey, we need an exclusive. Slap something together for us. They try out bats, and then they make their final design. Most of the time, they base them off of, you know, another bat, like the Freakadelic and the Freak 30. Pretty much the same dang thing. Or I guess to me the Freakadelic feels more like the Freak 12, but that's a whole nother topic. But you know, it's not a repaint, people. You're not gonna take the paint off the Freakadelic and find out that there's a Freak 12 underneath it. Right?
Oh my gosh.
The term repaint makes my skin crawl almost more than people asking me how bats hit 52's. I'm hitting 52's in the video, and people ask me how bats hit 52's. I mean, you're looking at it. Tell me.
I would almost rather take BP with 52's. Can we discuss that real quick?
Go ahead.
I feel like hitting 52's all the time, like BP, league, whatever, like I feel like that helps your swing more than it does a classic M.
Right, because it's a less forgiving ball.
Correct, because you can still put a garbage swing on a classic M and it'll carry.
Right.
You put a garbage swing on a 52, it's going to go nowhere. And you're
straight up in the air, straight in the ground.
Right. So I feel like hitting 52s all the time gives you a more accurate representation of actually how you're progressing as a hitter, or if you're changing things up with your swing, like how that is progressing, rather than hitting a hard ball that's going to bail you out a lot more. I wouldn't call it an argument. My only
catch, maybe snag, flaw, whatever, with doing that is I do like hitting hard stuff in BP sometimes. I do it in the reviews most of my reviews, just to kind of, cover, how this bat hits certain balls.
Exit speed.
You missed what I did there.
Nope, I saw exactly what you did. I'm trying to ignore it.
But anyway, just for me to get a good feel.
Right.
Of how it performs, how it feels, that type of thing. And I like hitting the hard stuff in BP. To me, it's kind of a confidence thing, too. I mean...
Sure, but I don't want to do it all the time.
No. I'm not saying do it all the time. I mean, I know people that, hit nothing but stadiums and Classic M's and just, live off of that.
Right.
Like 52's are garbage.
You're also saving your...
Rendered as the mush ball. How does this bat hit mush ball?
You're also saving your bat when it comes to, like, BP. Like, if you want to continue to BP your gamer. Right. Because a 52 is not going to do as much damage as a Classic M or something hard. Correct.
But yeah, back on topic here. What? I just got one more.
Okay. Because I want to throw something at you.
Okay. Is it like...
It's related to...
Is this more wrestling?
No, it's not. This is actual, like, a legitimate question that you and I have both been a part of.
Oh, God.
No, it's interesting.
Again. Oh, God.
It's not... Just keep going.
Did I have my pants on when this happened? Maybe. People that send gifted money, I know this, again, this doesn't really pertain to you. Your PayPal account, dog.
Yeah, I just got a PayPal account like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, not even a month ago. Welcome to the 2000s, dude.
And I did eBay. I eBayed once.
Once? Just one time?
Actually, twice, because I lost the first auction.
You thought I was bidding against you.
I did think he was bidding against me. I called him, and I was so mad.
I answered the phone. He's just like, "Hi, Jesse. Hey.
What are you doing? Oh, nothing, man. Well, you sound busy. I'll get off here. No, man, what's up? Let's talk. Okay, let's talk about how you're outbidding me right now.
I was not.
I was so convinced. It's a good thing you... That's part of the reason why I didn't say anything until I won this auction this last time, just on the chance that you might actually consider doing it.
No, he bought a 27.5 Sonic. I like the 28.5 better, so I would have bought a 28.5.
I don't know, man. Well, you need to swing this one because it feels heavy.
I don't know. 28.5 feels better to me.
We'll see. Anyways, keep going here.
Anyway, whether it be on Softball Fans, a Facebook group, wherever, people that send money in PayPal gifted, like you're just giving that money away. A, they're not your friend. B, they're not your family. C, PayPal puts things in place to protect buyers, and you're just like...
Yeah, so what happens if a deal goes sour after that?
I mean, the person just took the money and ran, basically.
But there's nothing they can get from PayPal to help because they gifted the money.
Correct. And it happens all the time.
Okay.
It happens all the time. I sent so-and-so money for a bat, and then they didn't ship the bat, and they're in GTG. And then somebody says, well, why don't you just file a claim with PayPal? Well, I sent the money gifted because he seemed like a nice guy. I'm sorry.
He sounded like a nice guy via keyboard?
What?
He just had a way with his Times New Roman font.
He seemed legit.
He seemed like a really nice guy.
He really knew how to punctuate his sentences.
He really...
So...
Yay.
Yeah. Technology. I'm gonna have to... I'll just start using my GoPro for this.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it just continuously runs. Or the camera shut off. I know what it is. The camera shut off.
Mm-hmm.
How many of you know this? Cameras, and every camera is different. What regulates the time, I don't know. But most cameras only record...
This is an actual digital photography camera, not a video camera, but an actual photography.
If you watch the vlog, then you've seen that I use a Canon 70D. Love this camera. Absolutely love it. It's good for video, good for photography. Could not be happier. And every camera does this, but like everyone has a different time. What drives me insane with this thing, I'm sorry, not I shouldn't say this thing. Well, anyway, what drives me insane about cameras and stuff like that is they can only record for a certain amount of time, and then they're considered professional grade. What the difference is, obviously with
a couple $1,000s.
Right. I mean, what is the difference? Is it just the price tag or what?
It's got to be, right?
But it can only record for a certain amount of time, and then it's considered professional grade. I think it has to meet new specs. I think it's taxed differently. I think it's got like different requirements. Oh, shit. But it's
frustrating. Mouth tonight.
I know. It's just real frustrating because the camera just shut off. We were in the middle of talking about something. The camera just shut off. What I was talking about was people sending gifted PayPal and how awesome they are at typing, and they seemed like a good guy because they didn't say ... after every sentence. Michael.
Oh.
You ever text Mike?
Potsy?
Yeah.
No, not really.
Oh man, he's the worst.
I only text him when I'm either in St. Louis or when I need bratwurst. That's about.
Are you saying you like a sausage?
Yeah, he gets this real nice chili cheese. It's pretty good. Oh.
But no, Mike, dude, stop it. I've said something to him before too. Like he's one of those people like.
Oh, he's one of them that sends you like 4 messages in a row. Bang, 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 bang.
Oh, he's good at that. But the other thing he's good at is like, if I send you a message and I say, that's fine, with it's like a period, what do you take that as?
We're done. Like talking, like that's fine, it's done, it's over with. The conversation stops at that point.
Okay, then I send you one, that's fine. I didn't send the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I send you, that's fine, ...
I feel like you have more to say.
Thank you. Or like, it's not really fine, but you're saying it is. Dog's laying under the table snoring. But yeah, I mean, Mike does that all the time. Like when I go travel.
That's fine.
When I travel out of town, I don't have a car. I am lucky enough to have a bunch of good friends that don't mind hauling me around when we go places. So I'll text Mike, hey, what are you doing? Nothing. You want to hang out? Sure. When do you want me to come get you? I don't care. How's 10 o'clock? That's fine. ...
That doesn't sound fine.
We thinking like 10:30? Is 10 o'clock really fine? Did we thinking earlier? Quit it.
All right. I got one for you. This is actually softball related. All right.
Hey, should I hold on to my hat?
It's just going to be a different way of thinking. Boy. I just read an article. This is posted 2 days ago on ESPN by David Schoenfeld with Sweet Spot Blogger.
Isn't he from Chicago?
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay, anyway.
But this article is talking about Kyle Schwarber leading off for the Cubs. He's not your traditional leadoff hitter.
What do his numbers look like? Have you read the article?
Yeah, I read the article, and his numbers are good. I mean, he's a really good hitter. But then it got me thinking, so like with slow pitch softball,
not knowing what that man looks like, seeing his stat line, would you hit him as the leadoff hitter?
If I was strictly looking at his stat line, probably not.
Okay.
Because he's got a lot of power.
True. Okay. I'll give you that.
Like his home run and RBI numbers.
Right.
But looking at him, it's like, why would you ever consider batting him leadoff? But you go through the article, and it starts talking about guys that are... What?
Get in front of your mic a little bit.
Oh. This article talks about some non-traditional leadoff hitters, and it talks about Matt Carpenter. So, like, when I think of a leadoff hitter, I'm thinking of, like, Kenny Lofton or Ricky Henderson.
Fast,
right.
Matt Carpenter's not slow, though.
He only has 12 stolen bases the past 4 seasons.
He's just not an aggressive. I'm not saying that he's, like, blinding fast, but he's not an aggressive base runner either.
No. So, to quote it, he says he has 12 stolen bases for the past 4 seasons, but has spent much of that time in the leadoff position. He hit there in 114 of 129 games in 2016, producing a 276, 386, 527 line. With his high OBP and power, he's third in the majors in runs over the last 4 years.
So it's obviously proven if he gets on base, he scores.
Correct. So then I've batted leadoff for league It's league, whatever. You batted leadoff at Church State. Again, it's Church State.
Right.
But could guys our size be good leadoff hitters?
I sent Robert Blackburn a message about this a couple years ago.
Okay.
He's on Softball Fans.
Let me get in a good position here.
I sent Robert Blackburn a message about this on Softball Fans because I just had to know. I was watching some of the old games. I think it was the Hall of Fame Classic, and Lee Powers, mountain of a man.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously not the most fleet of foot.
Correct.
But an incredible hitter.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, what's the strategy behind hitting Lee Powers at the top of the lineup? And his answer was simple. He's on base.
Right.
I mean, you put your guys with the highest OEP at the top of the lineup. If you can pretty much guarantee that he's going to be on base every time, put him up there. But here's the deal, especially when it comes to slow pitch, you really need to be an extra base hit waiting to happen, or you're going to get ran over.
Correct.
Because eventually you're going to, I mean, ideally, you're at the top because you've got a high OBP, but you're going to have somebody fast behind you because it's towards the top of the lineup.
You almost need to be on second every at bat.
Right. And like I said, you've got to be an extra base hit waiting to happen.
Right.
Or, maybe the person hitting behind you is good at moving you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Able to drive a ball into a gap, so you're still not getting ran over.
It's got me thinking like, man, I could be a leadoff hitter.
I love hitting leadoff.
Oh yeah, it's a ton of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm not arguing with you that it's not like fun to hit leadoff, but
I don't know if
do you think it's legit feasible though for you to be a leadoff hitter?
Me personally,
on a weekend.
No. If I hit 850, 900 all the time, yeah.
Okay.
Mostly because I can have a pinch runner. Because
But do you want to burn your runner though?
Honestly,
at the very beginning of the game.
Honestly, I mean, it's not like you don't get it for the rest of the game.
I know that, but like
most of the time, because I drink things like this and eat too many cheeseburgers, people run for me anyway.
Yeah.
So what's the difference?
Yeah, it's really annoying too.
I know. But back on, I just got told I'm not leading off my co-ed team. Guess I'll just drop Dick instead.
He only said that about you though. There's still
hashtag bombs on moms.
There's still a chance that I could bat lead off.
Anyway. But yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. I think it's a good idea. I was watching some old game footage from another team. Who was it? I don't know. It might have been Cannell. I mean, not that Cannell is slow. If anybody's ever seen Cannell run, the guy's actually kind of fleet of foot, especially for a bigger guy, but still the same idea of things. The guy's a power hitter, and he's hitting leadoff. I mean, if you've got the OBP, if you've got the control to do it, I say do it.
I want to bat leadoff.
I guess get a good OBP.
I don't know, Coach. Is my OBP good enough?
Don't ask me. Ask him.
No, I'm talking about for men's.
The dog farted.
He sure did. Is my OBP good enough, Coach?
Let me check the book. Oh, wait, we haven't played any tournaments yet.
Hey, speaking of that, I'm going to call him out now. Greg, do you have the book from Home Runs for Heroes? Because I want to see that. We never saw that afterwards.
I'm not sure. We kept the book the last couple games.
Did we not? I thought we kept one every game.
Maybe we did. I can't remember.
Greg, get back to me on that one.
Yeah, moral of the story. If you can be on base and get on base, and you can pretty much be proven to score, go for it. When I hit leadoff, even when we played league with that same church team that we went to state with, that next year I hit leadoff a little bit too. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of funny. I hit leadoff, and then we would have Alonzo run for me. Mm-hmm. This dude is so fast.
I'd be curious to know what his 40 time was.
Fast?
Yeah. I bet I'm sure he was a 4.4 in some degree.
Oh, at least.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy is ridiculous fast. Like, I would get on base, and then he hit lower in the lineup, so he would run for me. Almost a guaranteed run every time, even from first base.
Do you remember? Do you remember that one game where it was him and it was William Van Landingham?
Oh, dude, yeah.
And it was like Zoe led off and got like a single, and then William hit a ball into the gap, and Zoe scored from first, and then William, whoever was batting behind him, ended up putting him around, and so like he went first to third, or he may have even scored. But we had 2 runs quick.
That was nice to have 2 really fast guys at the top of the lineup. But is your speed always going to be your hitters?
I don't know. This article really had me like.
It does. It lets the mind wander a little bit.
Right.
But I'm not opposed to it. If you've got a good OBP, the thing to it, I think, especially for slow pitch, is be able to get an extra base hit. I think that's kind of the key to it.
Are we planning on keeping a book for co-ed? I think we should too.
Oh dear.
Not so much that, but like for the podunk stuff, like making sure the score's right, because that always seems to be a sticking point.
Oh God. Hey, where's your phone?
Over here on the floor.
Okay. Let's see. So outside of that, we've got all our topics covered.
Mm-hmm. Go to the questions you got. Do I need to check my phone?
No.
Okay.
I just want to make sure it wasn't. Hey, did you guys notice? I'm sure you did. We got our microphone set up back. I got me some little cables here to get this stuff going. The only problem we had with it was the cell phone too close to the transmitter and this cable to give you a little bit of feedback, like a click, click, click type of deal.
Just getting comfy over here.
Okay. So starting in with some questions that we had on Facebook earlier. Best and worst bats that you guys have ever hit regardless of stamps. As a follow-up to it, bats that you guys have heard were the best thing, were the best thing, turned out to be junk, and worst bats that turned out to be something crazy good.
Best and worst bats that I've ever hit regardless of stamps. ASA Derby Boys, the original orange one, and then I really liked that Jason Kendrick gear Supremacy that I had.
Mm-hmm. What about your worst ones?
Worst ones is obviously the DeMarini Sunday Swagger.
That would probably fall in the category of bats that you heard were the best thing ever.
Yeah. I fell for the hippopotamus so bad. I was like, I gotta have one of these, and it never felt good. Like I never liked it.
No, I think
never.
The hippopotamus got you on that one.
Here's a second one. No hippopotamus, but it was a stupid good deal. The DeMarini CL22 exclusive from Smash It Sports.
Terrible.
It was a DeMarini, and we were like, surely it'll be good. The CL22s are really good.
Terrible.
Surely it'll be a decent bat, and it never felt good.
Terrible.
Never.
Bad. Terrible.
And then a bat that you heard was bad, but turned out to be good.
The Worth 220. There was people that like, this bat is garbage. I hated this bat. Like, dude, I've got one sitting in my garage, and it's keeping the garage warm. It's that hot.
The Sonic.
Yeah.
Because who was it did Tony have one of those? Was he the first person that bought one?
I think so.
He got it in a trade, maybe.
Yeah, hard telling.
Whatever, but he had it, and we put swings on it, and it didn't feel good. But then that 28.5 that you've got,
his was a 28.5 too, but he
was
didn't.
It?
But he didn't break his in 20-degree weather hitting 575s either.
True, but then this one, I mean, this 28.5 that Brian.
That's
has,
my old one, yeah.
Yeah, it feels pretty good. It's a lot of fun.
Does it?
Remember
that time you threw a softball overhand at me and I hit it anyway, and I thought I broke it? That was before you had it. Don't worry. It's still good, so I didn't worry about it.
Don't worry. It was still under warranty at that point.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the best bat you've hit regardless of stamp?
I'm going to go with probably that Jeff Hall 120 we had.
Oh, yeah.
Or the ASA Derby Boys.
Yeah.
Oof. But yeah, that Jeff Hall was...
I remember that thing.
Man, it was something majestical, dude.
Oh, man. There towards the end, I mean, you could totally, like, almost hit a ball straight up, and it would find a way to get over the fence.
Dude,
like, it was
nuts.
so good. So what was one of the bats that you were really looking forward to swinging, and it turned out to be garbage? Well, not necessarily garbage, but it definitely didn't live up to the hype that it was getting.
Man, that's a good one.
You may offend some people here.
Am I forgetting something?
No, but I mean, you swing a lot of stuff.
I do. That's almost.
But
like
but what's a bat that you were really looking forward to swinging, and then when you got it, it was lackluster. Surely there's something.
the first thing that really comes to mind for me
Mm-hmm.
is the Super Z from this year, the dual stamp Super Z.
Oh yeah.
I mean, ASAZs sound funny anyway, but that thing was just like,
Yeah, it did not sound good at all.
no, it did not. So that would probably be something like that for me.
What'd you get super cheap that turned out to be really good?
The Worth 220.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, it's the hot. It's keeping the garage warm. Nice.
Let that get by.
Nah, man, it's going that way, so it's not going to honk.
Okay.
Loud noises. Your damn settings on your pitching machine. That would be great. Video's coming. How many bats do you actually need in your bag?
2.
3.
Why 3?
U-Trip Gamer, ASA Gamer, BP Bat.
Okay. I wasn't looking at it like that. I was just looking at it as your gamer and then a backup.
Well, I mean, you got to have your base hit bat. You got to have your line drive bat.
Got to have your dinger bat.
You got to have your ground out bat.
You got to have your take a walk bat.
You got to have your co-ed bat.
Oh, yeah. I always forget about that one.
Don't forget your hit backside bat.
Yeah. You're hitting middle bat, bro. Good.
Your pop-up bat.
There's a lot of people that have that one.
Stupid bat.
Slams
I love. Oh my god, I love saying that to people. They come back in the dugout and like fling their bat halfway across. Fling their bat like halfway across the dugout. I'll just go, stupid bat.
Snacks.
Oh man. So yeah, I mean, again, the people that carry around, like we was talking about the briefcase thing earlier, the people that carry around 10 or 12 bats with them to a tournament, like at ASA State, there was guys testing like 10 bats.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? Like I would get if it was.
I test extra bats just on the off chance that something would break, just to have something that I'm comfortable with swinging.
You don't want something to telescope or an end cap break.
Right. Because all it takes is one pebble to break your end cap or something.
Right.
And then,
but you got guys I can get like if you're checking in bats for somebody else.
Sure. No, but these are guys that are like hauling them out of their bag at like a feverish rate.
Right. Like, hey, dude, you going to swing all those today? I don't know. I might. Yeah. I want to see Gabe Randolph eat one tablespoon of cinnamon in 60 seconds without drinking anything.
Yeah, without dying either.
I think Todd Page just wants Gabe Randolph to die.
We did that to a kid on the Votech bus one time. It was this little 4th grader that we picked up at alternative school, and they shoved him a spoonful of cinnamon, and I thought that we had killed him.
There's been people that have gotten pneumonia from that.
Oh, yeah.
Because they inhale it.
Yeah, because it locks up your lungs.
Yeah.
And
watch the Glozell Cinnamon Challenge. Okay. Hey, this is a Glozell.
Oh, man.
I mean, you put cinnamon on everything. You like put it in tea and stuff.
Man, she piece of work, Glozell.
What? New line bat you're most looking forward to swinging. Hitting with swinging, same word.
Okay, I got it.
Go.
I really want to swing that new Psycho.
I'm torn between either the Psycho or the Freak 30.
I think that's where I'm at right now. Then again, though, part of me really wants to try out the new Helmer with that flex technology. Now that they're actually going to use it for stuff.
Right.
Like, that's got me curious.
Okay. Now that teams are essentially decided for the majors and all the dust is settled, which team is best suited to take out the new Rasmondo Smash It Sports Dream Team?
The team of leftovers with Andy Purcell, Don Dionatis,
The
and that
Scene.
group. Yes.
Bold prediction.
Okay.
I don't think they win the major this year.
This new team,
The world. I don't think they win the World Series.
the Rasmondo Smash It Sports team.
Right.
Okay. Who's your pick then? Because if you're asking me, take Resmondo, Smash It Sports, or the field, I'm taking the field.
What do you mean the field? You mean the scene?
No, the field, like the remaining teams that.
Oh, sorry. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Because to me,
I feel like it's a really good team. Like if you're looking at it on paper, you're like, this is absurd.
Yeah, I want to see if you're thinking the same thing I am. Go ahead.
So it's really stacked on paper, but do you think that they can all hit, and do you think that they can actually put together wins that they need to? Like I'm afraid it's too much youth, and it's not enough. I'm going to say this: it's not enough experience.
I mean, I think the experience is there.
Okay.
That's a lot of egos on one team.
I'm not buying that.
That's my opinion. It's not so much, this ego or that ego or anything like that.
You're just saying as a whole, that's a whole lot of ego.
There's a whole lot of different personas on that team.
Get me to the... What's the big... Is the Hall of Fame Classic's normally like the midway point, right? Pretty close to it?
No, it's one of the first tournaments of the year.
No, I thought it was like in June. Mm-mm. What's a good like midway point? Because not all of them will go to Busch Pepsi.
That's a good question. I have to look at the schedule.
So, because I would be curious to see what they look like at the halfway point of the year.
Okay.
To see like what kind of run production they're putting up and how they're playing, because that's going to be really telling. Like if they're just destroying everybody, I think you could make a good prediction as far as if they'll win it or not by that point.
True.
I think that'll be a really telling point.
Okay, I give you that.
And that's health permitting, because remember last year Smash It was hurt basically the entire year.
But when they got healthy, they came up big.
Correct.
Maybe it was the new flex line.
Ooh.
Let's see, what else did he say? Thoughts on the durability issues the new Worths are having. Harvey breaking one on a live stream before the 30th swing.
Whoa.
I've seen hundreds of posts where people have broken them hitting classic M's in cages with under 200 hits. Couple different things.
So did Harvey telescope his, or did he actually
He cracked it.
Okay.
I'm not pointing fingers. For the love of God, don't think I am. But how do we know what happened to that bat before that video started? I mean, it's no secret people roll bats. I'm not saying Ryan Harvey rolls bats, especially a Worth, but maybe you roll the bat to make it look good for your promo video. Or
that's an interesting take on it.
Or what kind of ball was he hitting?
I'll
Third, it's Ryan freaking Harvey.
Right. That's what I'm kind of leaning more towards with the type of ball rather than the first one.
Right. I'm not surprised by it. Now,
I mean, here's the thing though. Like those Worths and Mikens are already stupid hot to begin with.
Right.
I mean, remember the whole point of the 220 line is because it's supposed to be testing right there at the pass-fail line.
Right.
So I don't know.
I don't know, but as far as we're not going to sit here and talk about him because it's
no. But then okay,
I want to say the rest of it.
Well, okay, so flip that. Remember last year Dan bought that new Resmondo,
and
it broke pretty early on, right?
It failed compression really fast.
Okay,
but actually that bat is still alive.
Oh, it is. I thought that it had broke and he had gotten another one, and the second one wasn't as good as the first one.
No, he broke something else and got another one back, and it wasn't as good.
Okay, so
because that one, the one we hit in that video
at the beginning of the year last year,
is still kicking. It's got like 2 or 3 zippers in it.
Ooh,
yeah.
Because that was making me think like a first batch bat compared to like a second batch bat. You follow me?
I need to get to the bottom of that. I need to corner Mark and talk about that.
Okay.
Because there's something.
Right.
You don't go from a bat being a bazooka out of the wrapper to... I'm not going to say what I wanted to say, but...
Okay.
It's just something dirty.
Oh, okay.
But it just being really, really, really stiff.
Mm-hmm.
There's something going on there. And every bat did it. Every bat from Worth did it. There's something going on there. What it is, I don't know. That's my theory. But anyway, he says, I've seen hundreds of posts where people have been breaking and hitting classic M's in cages with under 200 hits. You're hitting Classic M's.
Yep.
It's wintertime. I understand you're in a cage, but where were your balls at when you took them to the cage?
Okay. I'm with you there, too.
Where was your bat at when you took it to the cage?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you still hitting it with 200 swings on it if it's already hot? Okay.
I don't know why you're hitting Classic M's, but especially this
Well,
time of year, why are you hitting Classic M's? Unless you live in, like, California.
Or maybe
like,
it's something, it's all you got, maybe, you know.
Sure, and I know that's the case, but, like, unless you're in SoCal and, like, the weather's nice like it is year-round, basically,
Right.
like, I would never even consider swinging Classic M's this time of the year.
No. What's your thoughts on Folk swinging in Easton this year, right after his new bat has just dropped? I haven't seen anything for sure on if he is. I heard a rumor from two very reliable sources that he will be swinging in Easton this year, as well as Bubba Mack.
Okay, so then you know that he's under he has a contract with Worth, otherwise he wouldn't have had a bat line with his name on it, right?
Money talks.
Correct. So I'd be interested in knowing if that is true that he was going to be swinging in Easton, how much money it took in order to get him out of that contract.
Right. That's
because I mean that's no secret. Like, these players have, you know, these bat contracts of some sort. They're getting some type of commission off of all these bats that are selling, right? In some degree.
you would think.
Whether it's you know 1 or 2 cents on the dollar for every bat that they have, but I don't know.
Stand by here for just a second, guys.
Okay.
Back from our camera woes again here. I want to hear what 2017 bats you're most looking forward to swinging. I think we already answered that.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see a best sounding bats video.
You ought to somehow do a video where you take just the audio clip of the bats and, like, the crack of them, and see if people can match, like, what bat it goes to.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
May have to do that.
Because some people are like, "Oh man, that has to be like a Worth or a Mike," and come to find out it's like a turd, you know, DeMarini.
It's a turd emoji.
Yeah, yeah. Not to say that, like, it would be a turd DeMarini, but, like, people are expecting it to be like for example, like a Freak 30, and come to find out it's like a DeMarini aftermath or
right. A best sounding bats video would be cool. I never thought about something like that. Man, I'd probably have to go with like a Supremacy. Combat Gear Supremacy, the original, with the
6-inch barrel,
with like something like a 575 or something. You get that good old cop hack going. Man, you're fancy.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking. I don't know. I may do something like that. Pitcher's protection. So I guess he's wanting to know, like, what's the best thing a pitcher can do to protect themselves?
I mean, outside of wearing full catcher's gear.
Yeah, I mean, a catcher's helmet.
Shin guards.
Like, everybody's all about these lacrosse helmets, and that's fine.
Oh, I mean, a lacrosse ball is pretty hard.
But how fast is a lacrosse ball going?
Yeah, you can get to humming pretty quick, but I see your point.
Right. I'm not saying it wouldn't work, because I actually saw a post on Facebook today or yesterday. Somebody took a ball right off of a lacrosse mask and it held up. That's fine. Not what I would pick.
If you could ever find a way to talk to Travis Clark, I'd be curious to know why he prefers a lacrosse helmet.
A lot of people do. I think it's just because it fits better. You can, like,
probably
move
fits
around
better, and the vision's probably a little bit better on it too.
Could be. What kills me though, and I actually think he might have his cut too. There's a bar that runs like right here. And a lot of people cut those out.
Right.
I'm already kind of sketch on the lacrosse thing for
you're removing more of the structural
anyway.
integrity of it.
And then you're taking away structural integrity. Just not a good idea to me. Brian sent me something and I'm not looking at it. But anyway, in my opinion, a good catcher's helmet and some shin guards. And a good glove.
I think
there are people that wear, like, Evo shields. Not a bad idea. I personally wouldn't prefer one of those. Wear an Evo shield. That way, if you do miss a ball that you're trying to glove, You don't wreck your wrist or anything. But
and I think we're obviously missing like a cup. Like I feel like that's obvious for itself. I know you don't wear one, but
I don't wear a cup. I haven't worn a cup since grade school.
I'll play the outfield in a cup. Like
I haven't worn a cup since grade school, and I did.
Paranoid.
Even when I played baseball, even in grade school, clear up to the last game that I ever played, #miss it. I never wore a cup. I was a catcher, never wore a cup. Just didn't. Trust your hands. Let's see. Is that it for the questions?
Well, you missed the second half of his.
I don't know enough about that to cover it, so we're not going to. I guess that's it.
Well, you could pick your best field to play at. Do that.
Okay, well, the second part of the pitcher protection is best local or St. Louis tournaments. I don't know. Honestly, I don't play enough there to know. I hear the Midnighters are a lot of fun. Never played one of those.
What's your favorite complex in the St. Louis area?
BMAC.
I like Wapple Horse a lot. I don't like the short fence, like the short fair foul fences. I don't like
or
that
lack
so
thereof.
much. Right. But I like that complex a lot.
Yeah, it's nice.
Decent little.
It's in a good spot.
Yeah, nice little fourplex.
Let's see, what is BMAC? Is BMAC 5? I think. I don't know.
Yeah, sounds right.
Yeah.
5 or 6.
I don't know. I really, really, really like BMAC. What I love about BMAC is they got the big concession stand there, and then they got the tables and the TVs and everything inside, so you can go in there and sit. That's dope.
Yes.
Wapple Horse did add something like that.
Oh.
But it doesn't touch BMAX. I mean, BMAX is like, freaking awesome.
Well, yeah, but they've got Zoysia in the outfield for the grass. Like,
yeah, you get a ball. You get a ball into a gap there, it's just gonna roll for days.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know what Zoysia is, that's the same grass they use on fairways at golf courses.
Yeah, it's real fast. I guess it pretty much concludes the BP Hero Podcast, Season 2, Episode 1. I think we did go a little bit over our hour mark. Oh, not by much. Probably by the time I edit all that stuff out, it'll be fine. But either way,
by the time that we have our next podcast, we will have probably already gotten our first tournament under our belt.
You hear that? I think there's some feedback in the microphone. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications, like it, share it around. Thanks, guys.